Welcome everyone. You are tuning into the Pitch4k competition. I will be your host for the next hour or so. I'm Kristen Moore-Bergs, and we're going to have some fun. We're going to hear some creative and exciting ideas and then give away about $10,000. So that is pretty awesome. We've got a great group of judges. We've also got a talented and creative lineup of contestants with some great products and business ideas that, who knows, could be available very soon that you can kind of pick up and add to your lifestyle and daily routine. And I want to let you know right now that if you are not a contestant, not a judge, but you're here and you're watching, so you're part of our virtual audience, well, you've got a job to do. You, the audience, will get to decide the People's Choice winner. So we'll have first, second, and third place for pitches, but we'll also have a People's Choice winner, and that winner will get $1,000. And once again, you, the audience, will get to vote for that person. So don't go away, stay tuned, because you don't want to miss your opportunity to pick your person with the favorite pitch, with your favorite pitch. Now let's meet our judges. We've got three judges. The first is Kiana McGee. She is an attorney and founder of the McGee Law Firm in Flint. So hello, Miss Kiana, if you could wave, raise the roof maybe. We also have Latasha Peoples, grant manager of entrepreneurship and innovation with the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. Latasha, want to wave, maybe show everybody where you are. And our final judge is Greg Viner. He is the president for Huntington Bank's Mid-Michigan region. So we want to thank once again our judges. There's Greg, Kiana, Latasha, and Greg for joining us. And they've got a tough job to do. These contestants are not going to make it easy. So hopefully you guys are all set and ready for that. Now, for those of you who may be watching and aren't quite sure, exactly what Pitch4k is all about, let me just give you a little bit of background on what the competition is. First off, the mission of Pitch4k is to basically encourage and promote entrepreneurial mindsets in Flint and Genesee County, and then create a support system to help individuals move their idea, their product or business idea forward, basically to just help make it a reality. If you're thinking, I've got some good ideas, I might want to do this next time, well, that's definitely a possibility. So here is what it takes to be part of the competition. All participants have to be at least 18 years old. You have to live in Flint or Genesee County. You must agree to work with a mentor before and after the competition to help develop your idea or product. And those who already have an operating business must have less than 1 year of operations. Tonight's event is the second of a 3-part series of Pitch4k competitions and the 5th overall. So doing great work, really investing in Flint and Genesee County and its residents, and helping to just really grow some entrepreneurs to help make them a success. And I also want to thank the CS Mott Foundation and the Michigan Economic Development Corporation for providing support to really just help make all of this happen. So in just a few moments, you are going to hear from our 7 finalists tonight. Now, in preparation for this event, each finalist participated in a pitch clinic facilitated by the University of Michigan Flint's Innovation Incubator. There they were paired up with a mentor to work with them and really help them with their pitch. And so already they've been putting in a lot of work. So this is going to be very exciting. Hopefully you're impressed. I'll give you the rules and then we'll get started. So each finalist is going to have 5 minutes to present their pitch. When they're done, each judge will get to ask 1 question and the contestant will have about 30 seconds or so to answer. Once all the pitches have been presented, the audience, that's you, will vote for the People's Choice winner while the judges deliberate and tally the scores. And tonight's winners, they're going to get a lot more than bragging rights for these great ideas. We're talking cash money here. Once again, the People's Choice winner will get $1,000. And the judge will also determine, once again, the winners of the competition, first, second, and third place. Third place winner will get $1,000. Second place winner will get $2,500. And the first place winner will get a check for $5,000. So the stakes are high. This is really exciting. So hopefully you can feel the energy and are sending good vibes to all our presenters. All right, so now that you are up to speed, we're just gonna go right to it. It's pitch time, everybody. All right, so first up, we have Atwebi Olushala. Now, Atwebi is a student at University of Michigan Flint studying health information science. His goal is to create a system that will help business growth and management of organizations. And he's going to be telling us all about calorie gauge. So Atwebi, it's all yours.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Atwebi Olushola, and tonight I'll be presenting on our idea, which we call calorie gauge, which is an app which actually allows you to measure the calories in your food, thereby you can actually stay healthy. So we'll discover the following problems that unhealthy eating leads to obesity. And in our statistics, 2 out of 10 youths in Michigan, in the city of Michigan, have obesity, and also 3 out of 10 adults in Michigan have obesity issue. Furthermore, we discovered that obesity is a major issue in the States. And with the recent pandemic, we discovered that anyone suffering from obesity, they have high risk of severe illnesses, and that could actually lead to death. And subsequently, we discovered also that they are vulnerable to other diseases, such like heart disease, high blood pressure. And so what we intend to do is to create a solution. And the solution we propose is this: a pocket-sized sensor to measure the calories in their food, thereby sending the measurements to their device. The device is called a smartphone, their smartphone or their mobile phone, and they'll design an app to display the results. Next slide. So the product overview, we have a sensor we use in the calorie gauge project. We call it the spectrometer. Also, there will be a wireless communication that will be used. The wireless communication is the medium by which the sensor and the mobile phone, their smartphone, will be able to communicate. It might be like a Bluetooth. We also have the mobile app. The mobile app is the app to display the reading of the food that was scanned. And in the nearest future, what we plan to do is that participants, users will be able to wear the sensor just like a wristwatch. Next slide. So this is a sensor that will measure the calories. That's the AS7262. These are prototype. So being connected to the app, and it will actually give you the readings, and actually allows you to scan another food. Just give me the next slide. So the product phase, we actually have done our market survey. That is when we saw that the demand of the product is high. We actually went further to design the sensor prototype. Also, the phase 3 was the mobile app prototype, and the food development, that's the phase 4. That's why we're here, because we need fund. The next slide. So we have our team made up of Ayomide Yusuf. He's our tech guy. He designs the app and is working on making sure the sensor works well with the smartphone. We also have Kenny Okinola in our team, a medical practitioner, also passionate for the well-being of mankind, and myself. Next slide. So the market opportunity, we have the people we are targeting mostly are the individual users. This constitutes a large chunk of who we are targeting. These are people who are interested in living healthy, becoming healthy, or losing their weight. They want to stay fit. We also have the restaurant. They will want to use to assure their customers they are giving their customers good and healthy meal. We also have the fitness center who want their customers to watch their weight. So they will use our app as a promotion strategy. We also have other companies that might be interested in the well-being of their employees. Next slide, please. So our plan is in the first year, there will be a one-time payment for a sensor, and the users, we have unlimited scan for the food they are scanning. But from the second year, we have 100 scan going for $15 and 150 scan going for $20. Next slide. So our revenue model for the first year, we'll plan spending $8,280, and projected sales goes for $12,500. The marginal profit is at 3,005, but estimated subscription money from 500 users in a month after the first year, that is $5,000. Next slide. So we have our competitors, we have the tail spec, and we have the consumer physics. But what made our products wonderful is it's cost effective and it only measures calorie, and it's also easy to use. You don't really need any technical experience, so it's portable for you to use. Next slide. So I did an idea evaluation with the 100K team. So they specified some things for us that the demand is high, but our momentum was then low, the cost was then low. Next slide. We move the next slide, please. We move towards our development, and we put in more time and we design a design prototype. So our score increased on that. The complexity also increased because we now know how the system will work from end to end. Our cost still was improved because we got an in-house engineer, but the resources still remains the same because we need fund. Next slide. So we're planning reaching the new users by social media advertisements, like our online presence, and the existing users, we have a referral discount. Thank you.
Good job, Atwebi. Very good. It's not easy going first, but you did a great job kicking things off. All right, now it's time for the judges to ask their questions. So we will start with Kiana. Do you have any questions for Atwebi and his idea about the calorie gauge?
Yes, I just wanted to know where this idea came from. Where did it originate from? A lot of times when we start businesses, we have some type of inspiration of what sparked this idea. So I just wanted to hear from you where this idea came from.
Okay, that's fine. I discussed it with the 100K. I'm an international student. I came in last year. So, and basically from my country, we have a fresh and traditional food at affordable rates. So when I got here, I discovered that a large chunk of food that people have access to are the pizzas, the hamburgers, and the hot dogs. I was not even sure. So in my studying people, I discovered like some people are actually much more like fat than I could actually expect. So I discovered that most people actually have the issue of like not knowing the calorie content of what they eat. They couldn't actually decipher. Like if I go to get pizza or let's say McDonald's, I can actually decide that this is what is in the content of the food. It's different from getting like a fresh or traditional food where you can actually have access to. So that was why. So like that was what bring about this total idea that people actually need to have access to, need to know what they are actually eating so that they can actually, knowledge is power. And so when you know this, you can actually determine how to stay healthy. And when you know this also, it actually gives you the benefit of like, people employ like Weight Watchers and meal planners, but you knowing this, you already have the power in your hand, so you can actually determine your diet by yourself.
All right, you're right, Atwebi. Knowledge is power. All right, thanks, Kiana. Latasha, do you have any questions for Atwebi?
Sorry, I had to unmute. Excuse me, unmute myself there. No, I do not have any further questions at this time.
All right, thank you. And what about you, Mr. Greg? You have any questions?
I do, thank you. Atwebi, great job. Kristen, I'll echo, always tough to go first. So great job in going first and leading off this lineup. So in hearing your idea, a lot of things working there. As you think out the next 6 months of your idea, what's the number one metric? What's the number one thing that you think is critical to your success?
Yeah, the number one thing that is critical to our success once we get it out is how to like get people to how to like get people once we get the product out. I mean, so the number one thing is just to get users to first use it, and when it's like being generally accepted, then we could actually bring the product out en masse. Because actually what we plan to do is that the app will be customized in such a way that it can only work with our sensor, and that was the tech guy is doing. The app will only work with our sensor. So the app will be like our own customized app that nobody can have access on.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Greg. And thanks again to Atwebi. You can breathe a sigh of relief. You're done for a little while. Thanks once again. All right, we are going to move right along to our next finalist, and that is Colleen Brown. Now, Colleen has a very interesting job. She is the mayor of the city of Montrose, and she's going to be pitching about her idea of Made for You dinner service.
Good evening. I'm Colleen Brown, and I'm the owner and founder of Made for You dinner service. At Made for You, we want to give you a quick and delicious option that's better on your budget than takeout and makes you feel like a superhero when you place a hot, home-cooked meal on the table. Let me tell you a bit more about my idea. Next slide. What's for dinner? This is my least favorite question to answer every single day. There's so much involved in answering this question. There's making a menu, shopping for supplies, doing the prep work, the actual cooking, and then finally presenting it to my family to enjoy. One day I was sitting around talking with some friends about our least favorite household chores. One said laundry, one said dishes. I said dinner. When I said that, they all agreed they would love an assistant to help with dinner. But where would you find this other than a personal chef? This got me to thinking about the times I've made a meal for a friend who just lost a parent. There had to be a way to make those types of meals available to households who are busy or just plain tired of this monotonous task. I spoke to a friend of mine who's a chef, and she agreed. That's when the idea of Made for You meal service was born. Next slide. Let us be your own personal shopper and kitchen assistant. All you have to do is follow the simple directions provided to get a complete meal cooked and ready to serve. Next slide. The meal kit delivery industry is currently worth $5 billion and is expected to be worth $11.6 billion by 2022, according to Statista. Because we intend to be a Montrose-based business, we'll service all of Genesee County, as well as Saginaw County and Shiawassee County. According to the U.S. Census Bureau, Genesee County has around 169,000 households, and Saginaw and Shiawassee have around 105,000 households combined. That makes a total of around 274,000 households as our target market. Next slide. Our projected pricing is a meal that serves 2 people for $15 with a minimum of 2 meals per week. We will provide delivery service once per week at a flat rate of $10 per household. Expenses have been figured to include food supplies and packaging, certifications, kitchen rent, insurance, vehicle expense, including gas and maintenance, employee pay, website building and service, social media marketing, and office and storage space. I'll be transferring ownership of a vehicle I currently own to the company as part of my initial investment in the company. We project that within the first year of business, we will have 50 households signed up for weekly meal service with an average of 3 meals per week. That makes our projected revenue $143,000, projected expenses $120,000, and projected profit $23,000. Next slide. Our competition is the existing meal services like Blue Apron and HelloFresh. These services provide ingredients and an instruction card. That's it. The cook still does everything else. This really only addresses the meal planning and shopping part of the problem. Our service will have everything as pre-assembled as possible. No chopping vegetables or dicing garlic. Simply place a pan in a preheated oven or empty a bag or two into a crock pot. Our first meal created was lasagna. It comes pre-assembled in a pan, ready to go in the oven, with frozen garlic bread and a bag of pre-mixed salad. Not only is our product significantly different from the other online services, we're also a local company that will be utilizing as many local sources as we can. Next slide. Market research shows that the interest in meal service is currently rising in Michigan. People are generally finding the traditional meal services I mentioned before. We'll give them a local choice that uses locally sourced ingredients and supporting multiple businesses in their own community. We'll be developing a website for easy ordering for customers that also provides a shopping and packaging list to simplify the back end. We'll promote our company through social media like Facebook and Twitter. We will also include marketing material with our meal deliveries, encouraging our customers to tell their friends about us. Research shows that of the Americans who have subscribed to meal kit services, 90% have referred others, according to Package Facts. We already have several households who are waiting for our service to launch. Our most important method to get new customers will be existing customers. We'll encourage sharing our service with friends and family using both our print and digital media. Next slide. Thank you for your time, and I look forward to your questions.
30 seconds to spare. Good job, Colleen. Okay, now time for our questions from the judges. Again, we'll start with Kiana. Kiana, do you have any questions for Colleen?
Hi, Colleen. How are you? You did great.
Very good. Thank you.
Good. I just had a quick question. Have you launched currently? And if you haven't, is there something in particular that has prevented you from launching even those households that are already waiting for you?
The biggest thing is I want to have a menu created with my chef. We've got maybe a dozen or so, and the website. So the website is how I'm going to coordinate the ordering. So right now I have a handful of testers that we've done basic testing with, but I haven't actually launched.
Okay, and Latasha, any questions for Colleen?
Yes, great job. I want to echo that as well. My question to you, Colleen, is, and forgive me if you noted this already, but are you addressing people with allergies or gluten sensitivities or anything like that?
At the base, no, but that is, as we've continued to discuss this with my chef and my website person, we can see how we can add those in as specific meal dietary concerns. But at the moment, I'm just looking at starting at a baseline and then adding those services as we move along.
Good. And Greg, do you have any questions for Colleen?
I do. No, number one question, Colleen, where were you 2 hours ago when my
Right?
family started texting? What's for dinner?
Right?
Great job kind of pulling things together. As I was listening to your presentation and had questions coming up, you were answering them. So well done. I guess as you went through that and you kind of comparing between Blue Apron and other providers, it got me thinking about kind of the health standards and requirements and kind of preparing meals and the licensing. How does that work? And has that been thought out in your plan as well?
Yeah, so I've actually been taking classes through the U of M for starting a business, and they've starting a food business actually. And so one of the things, I think ours will probably end up being packaged as frozen, which will then put us through the Department of Agriculture licensing process. But I'm still working through the specifics on that. I do already have a licensed kitchen at my service and a licensed Safe Serve certified chef to do all of our cooking, and I will be her assistant.
Great, thank you.
All right, once again, thank you, Colleen.
Thank you.
Okay, next is Devonna Wallace. Now, Devonna is the media coordinator for Flint Odyssey House, and she also loves a good cup of tea. And she's going to tell us about her idea for Witch's Tea Flint. Devonna, whenever you're ready.
Hi, welcome everybody. Hello, judges, Pitch4k, 100K Ideas, friends, and Facebook Live. Where's all my tea drinkers? If you can give me a heart reaction and count how many times I say witch in this speech, because it's probably going to be a lot. My name is Devonna, and I make witchy teas for Witch's Tea Company, which is an offshoot of Witch's Tea Flint. I want to give you a little background on Witch's Tea Flint. We started as an organization in 2018. We held things like tea parties, tarot bingo. We did fairs and festivals and donated money to community causes. In January of this year, I switched my personal Etsy store over to Witch's Tea Flint and listed my first tea blend. I've been blending teas since I was 3. It started off in a kiddie pool in my backyard with my dog and random leaves and flowers. My teas are better than that now, though, thanks to all the help from my grandmother, who was half Cherokee. She passed on a lot of her knowledge of plants and herbs to me. If you move on to slide number 2, that shows a research project that was done at Penn State. Did you know that according to the WHO, 80% of the world population uses herbs for their healthcare needs? But people don't understand that one of the easiest ways to deliver that to your body is through tea. We don't have anyone like me here in Genesee County, and we desperately need a tea and herb shop. What I'm offering is beyond the whole chain store. It's an experience, and tea should be experienced, and it's my specialty. On slide number 3, you're going to see a handful of teas that I make and what they look like when they're brewed. My teas are made to be aesthetically pleasing as well as aromatic and flavorful with health and energetic properties. I research the herbs to match the energy, and then I find the tea blend that solidifies that energy. Did you know that true teas come from the Camellia sinensis? And whether that be tea, the tea is black, red, green, white, yellow, dark, it all has 5 distinctive properties. Tea can improve oral health, bone health, has antioxidants, as well as antiviral, anti-aging, and antibacterial properties. Also, most teas have digestive aids that help you lose weight and feel better. Wars have been fought over tea on nearly every continent, which is what makes tea so important. It's also a very Googleable fact. I cover this in my weekly podcast, Spilling the Tea. If you go to slide 4 and slide 5, there's some interesting facts and figures from Statista about tea. Tea is the second most widely consumed beverage after water, and the size of the global market is 81.6 billion. It's a wide open space for someone like me to be able to reach and help so many people, starting right here in Genesee County. 71% of the consumers buy their tea in a supermarket. What you're getting there is no personal relationship, and the quality is not there, as well as the flavor not being there. It's basically dust, and it's lost 90% of all of its health benefits, which is why my loose leaf teas are needed. Slide number 6 shows what I need in order to push my teas to the next level. I've been using what I get paid every 2 weeks, but it's not really going very far, and there is a lot more that needs to be done. Now, slide number 7, that shows my 3-year community engagement plan. What I want to do is get out there into the community at the most important fairs, festivals, and places like Flint Handmade Street Fair, next summer, the Flint Pride Festival, Alley Fest, Drop Fest, various farmers markets, and some of the larger festivals in Detroit, like Detroit Conjure Festival and the Michigan Witches Ball. In year number 2, we're continuing that energy and hiring a second person because we want to expand into one of the chalet shops in Grand Blanc, and I'm releasing the Big Book of Tea. Year number 3's projected growth means hiring a third person because we're keeping up that momentum going, getting into the Michigan Renaissance Festival, and year 4, opening a brick and mortar storefront. Slide number 8 shows my Etsy traffic, which has increased since I added my tea. It's a really big jump, and I'm really proud of that. I'm also boosting my social media presence everywhere, which can be seen on slide 9. Those are all the ways that you can find me and Witches Tea Flint. I also have 2 weekly podcasts, which can be found wherever you listen to podcasts. Just type in Witches Tea Flint. I highly recommend Spilling the Tea. Thank you for giving me this amazing opportunity. It's been a fantastic experience, and I've grown so much since becoming a finalist. I've been honored to share all of this with you. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to answer.
I just wanted to.
I guess I need to unmute myself. Yes, Kiana, I was going to say.
I just wanted to tell you, I didn't have any questions, but as an intellectual property attorney who does slogans and trademarks all day long, I recommend Spilling the Tea is a thing. Okay, I love that. That is amazing. It's cute. I don't know where to tie that all in, but that's your business. But that's a thing right there. I love it.
Thank you.
Definitely catchy. Did you say the witches part? Where did the witches part come into the name for Witches Tea?
So Witches Tea Flint, there was a bunch of us starting and talking on Facebook about we should have a Witches Tea Party, being part of the pagan community, the witch community. And it was always somebody should, and I got tired of hearing somebody should, so we did. And we had that first tea party. We donated almost $1,000 to the YWCA of Greater Flint. So, and it just evolved from there.
Very interesting. Okay, now back to the judges. Miss Latasha, do you have a question for Devonna?
I do. I also wanted to say that you did an amazing job. My question to you, and again, forgive me if I miss this in the details because it's always possible, but where are you sourcing your tea from?
I have some fair trade and organic suppliers, one of them being Frontier Co-op. I also go through Star West Botanicals, and what I don't get from them, I do grow a lot of my own in my yard. And then picking in places that I know haven't been with any chemicals or sprayed. So a lot of like wild foraging.
Very interesting. And it looks like a light bulb kind of went off with Greg when Latasha asked that question. Greg, do you have another question for Devana?
Yeah, no, and that is a question I was going to ask, but I think the answer to the start of the presentation, I think I heard 9 witches described during your presentation, and actually learned Googleable
Right.
as a term. So no, to kind of piggyback on the last question though, how do you determine quality of the tea, along with kind of sourcing? How do you ensure that quality of the product that you'd be serving as well?
A lot of it comes from just years of experience and seeing what it's supposed to look like when it's dried versus, and because you can use just, I mean, there's herbs. I had an event over the weekend over at Kelly Lake, and I showed what the plants looked like, and then they're somewhat dormant state. And even in that dormant state, you can still use those, but I wouldn't necessarily recommend them at that particular state because a lot of the flavor is going to be gone, but the health benefits are still there. So like when I said, you know, looking for things that are aesthetically pleasing, you want the rose petals that still have that red so that they've been dehydrated versus just dried out. Unless some red roses dried out kind of had that really like the color of blood look to them, which is great depending on the type of tea you're trying to make. But you want something that's a little more, oh, it's rose petals and it's so pretty versus what is this? So that's kind of what I'm looking for, is more recognizable, and you look for the freshness, you look for the scent, you look for, oh, this, you know, so I'm testing everything as I go. And there's at least 8 teas that I haven't released yet on my website just because the flavor isn't there yet. There's a smoky tea that I still haven't gotten the hang of just yet. And once I do, I'll feel more comfortable releasing that one. They go through a pretty extensive process, including my 16-year-old daughter tested them, who doesn't really like tea, and tells me, yeah, that's okay.
Great. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, thanks, Devana. That was once again Devana Wallace with Witches Tea Flint. Next up, we have Mr. Dorian Jackson. He is the owner of Flint-based Elite Career Solutions, and Dorian's pitch is for Natroil Grooming Company. Natroil. He was kind of coaching me on how to say that, right? Like natural oil, Natroil. All right, Dorian, whenever you're ready.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Dorian Jackson, and I'm the product developer and curator for Natroil Grooming Company. We're a premium grooming and lifestyle brand based here in Flint. I've born and raised in Flint. Next slide. So the reason why we decided to enter the competition is because of our growth and expansion needs. The popularity of our company in the year that we've been open has grown exponentially. Our demand for a lot of our products have been in such a demand that we need to come up with other ways to increase our product line. So we've been thinking about bulk purchasing as well as co-packaging. With bulk purchasing, of course, we'll be able to lower our margins because we'll be able to buy the different ingredients for our grooming products at a lower rate. Co-packaging is very important in our industry. And the reason why co-packaging is so important is because you save on your actual packaging itself, as well, a lot of times the shipping and on your labels. It also cuts down on the actual man hours and time for a small business like myself, or like I like to refer to it as a growing business, to be able to have a larger industrial facility to be able to produce more of your product at one time for you. Next slide. So we are providing premium products, and we're very, very rooted in the community. Natroil, we originally started off as just a men's grooming line. We had several men's products based primarily with beard line products, as well as body products. We have no harsh chemicals, thus our name, the natural oil and oil. The oil comes from the fact that we use a lot of black seed oil, and we also use a lot of oud oil and a lot of sandalwood oil in our products. We wanted to make a product that was not as fruity and candy smelling as some of the other products that are out there. A lot of the men's products seem like that they are basically more of the more feminine in line smelling type products that they just kind of repackage for men. We wanted something that would be a little bit more masculine originally. What happened with this, our product, of course, became liked by a lot of people because of the natural scents. So because of that, we've also branched over into a line of women products, which is called the She, Her, Hers collection. We still have our full line of men's grooming products, which is beard, body, and scent products, which is our cologne oils. We have home oils, also aromatic oils, as well as incense that we provide in our home line as well. Due to our popularity, we've also grown into gear and apparel. So we sell hats, t-shirts, sweatshirts, and some other gear as well. Next slide. We have community retailers already where you can buy our product. We're located in the shops in Saginaw, which is located in the Dragon building. We're also at Comma Bookstore and Social Hub, where I happen to be right now doing this presentation. You can also buy our products at www.thenaturaloil.com, which is our website. We ship all across the country, as well as to overseas. We've had several orders through some of our social media for people who do live in other countries, which has been very exciting. Our products are also in barber and beauty shops. We're located at Magnificlips. Several barbers in the area also use our product. Currently, we are a small company with a small market share, but most of our sales are driven from word of mouth in our social media campaigns. Our target client is style driven, health conscious, and they also prefer to shop at specialized retailers, not big box stores. Next slide. Our pricing and margins are about a 40% markup, which is pretty much an industry standard. In 2019 to date, we've had net revenues of $80,000 with a net of $45,000. We use customer tracking, and with our customer tracking, we've realized that 75% of our customers do return, which is very, very high in our industry. Next slide. Next slide. These are a couple of our ads from our marketing and growth strategy campaigns. We like to use a lot of local people from the city to be in our ads. Next slide. And our marketing and growth strategy, we've developed several marketing campaigns and partnerships with a lot of the people in our community. And we just are really deeply we're deeply rooted in the community. And we just want to get out and expand as much as possible. Thank you. And if you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer any of them.
And on that note, Kiana, do you have any questions for Dorian?
Still on mute. I apologize. I do not have any questions.
No problem. I understand. I think we all do at this point. Latasha, any questions for Dorian?
Are you looking at possibly getting larger suppliers or distributors for your product?
Yes, Latasha. What we're planning on doing, and some of what I've touched on, as far as co-packaging, and also buying in bulk, we would hopefully with the co-packager identify some companies that could help us bulk and source in larger quantities some of the natural-based products that we use, as far as our sandalwood oils and different oils that we use for our products. That would be very, very beneficial in not only getting our costs down, but it would also be, when you use a co-packer too, it also guarantees that every batch is pretty much the same, because they have larger base equipment to make sure that those things happen, which is a benefit too, which adds a more consistent product than a lot of times the handmade products that we make ourselves.
And Greg, any questions for Dorian?
Yeah, Dorian, well done this evening. So, and I don't know if I missed it, so I apologize. How did you get in to this? Because there's a few. It seems like your mind's always going because you got a couple different product lines. How'd you end up in this space?
Well, originally I ended up in the space because of like family background, always being interested in oils. The culture that I was raised in growing up, beards are a pretty significant part of the male look, I should say. And I've always been interested in natural oils, natural products. I originally started the company with just one or two lines of products, which was the beard oil and the cologne oil. Listening to feedback from a lot of my customers, to be honest, is where I have decided to expand. We didn't want to do any like rash expansion or to get into markets or get into products that we didn't feel fit our culture. So I have listened very closely to our customers. And I think because of that, and some of the partnerships that we've also had with some of our customers on creating new scents and new products, that's also helped us too to retain so many of our customers. This is a industry and a space, male grooming, that is projected by 2025 to be in the neighborhood of $80 million market value. So it is steadily growing, as everybody knows, and a lot of us even on here use Instagram a lot and different social media platforms. Grooming, self-care, and how you project yourself is very, very important. And all of those things mesh together for us to form this company.
Great, thank you.
Great, thank you, Dorian.
Thank
All
you.
right, so we are already like over halfway through our finalists and their pitches. So I'll just put out the shout out one more time. Audience, please, I hope you're paying attention and keeping track of all these great presentations, because once again, after the last person goes, you will get to vote for your People's Choice winner. So again, hopefully you're paying attention and really kind of keeping track. So next up, we have Miss Kayla Laird, and she recently earned a degree in entrepreneurship from University of Michigan Flint, and she'll definitely be able to put that degree to good use with her business idea for Lord Laird's Premium Lemonade. Hi, Kayla.
Hi, thank you, Kristen. All right, hello everyone. My name is Kayla Laird, and I am the owner and founder of Lord Laird's Premium Lemonade. Do me a favor real quick and type #1 in the comments if you like lemonade. Next slide, please. Lord Laird's was created by my father, Joe Laird, who after being diagnosed with acid reflux, researched foods that can help his stomach, reduce his stomach issues. He identified lemons and aloe vera. Lemons because they help with cleansing and digestion, and aloe vera because it helps promote healing. Next slide, please. My father is a very health conscious person, and after looking at an assortment of drinks on the market, he noticed that a majority of them had ingredients, synthetic ingredients such as high fructose corn syrup. Next slide, please. Together, our goal was to create a high quality beverage that not only tastes good, but is also good for you. Hence, Lord Laird's Premium Lemonade was born. Next slide, please. Our lemonade is made with all organic ingredients and our 2 signature ingredients that include aloe vera and raw honey. Next slide. I knew I had something special, so I began my research. I created additional flavors, identified what was required from the FDA, designed labels, located a supplier for my bottles and caps, and I'm a few steps away from getting this product into a store and into your hands so that you too can experience nature's best lemonade. Next slide, please. Give me 1 second while you guys read the screen. Ooh, that's just too good. All right. Just so you know, Lord Laird's will be the first registered producer of organic lemonade in Genesee County. We currently have 4 different types of lemonades with research-backed information concerning their benefits. Each beverage is packed with powerful and beneficial ingredients. Next slide, please. We are expected to grow at a rate of 6.3% from 2018 to 2026 because consumers desire products with less sugar, no carbonation, and natural flavors. Next slide, please. Our customers are health-conscious individuals that seek to maintain their health at an optimal level. We are looking to provide our customers with a unique blend of great tasting and high performance lemonades that are free from flavoring agents, preservatives, and artificial colors. Next slide, please. 1 unit of Lord Laird's premium lemonade sells for $3.50. The cost of production is $2.08, giving us a profit margin of $1.42 per unit. Next slide. I'm in the process of securing a commercial kitchen and storage space to legalize the process of making this lemonade. Then I'll be able to mass produce Lord Laird's and capture the market within Genesee County, Michigan. We will then target Dale's Natural Foods, Shops on Saginaw, Local Grocer, Hoffman Deli, Flint Farmers Market, and more. We plan to pilot the product there and then grow and expand as the product demand grows. Our goal at Lord Laird's is to expand locally and then expand into the nationwide retailers that you see on the right-hand side. Next slide, please. Our competition is Minute Maid, Hubert's Lemonade, and Simply Lemonade. And as you can see, all that they offer a significant amount of sugar and no benefits from their beverage. Next slide, please. Lord Laird's premium lemonade is different from all of our competitors because it's made with organic ingredients. We have 70% less sugar, and there are no man-made ingredients such as high fructose corn syrup. Look it up, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. Artificial coloring, flavoring, or no sweeteners. Next slide, please. We currently have a budget to pay for our commercials and our marketing campaigns. In addition, we will also use our family story our family story and the history of the company within the marketing campaign. Next slide. So, how do we plan to grow Flint? We will mass produce this product, creating jobs for residents in Flint. We plan to start a plant hiring local residents who will then help take this product from local markets to the national markets. Lord Laird's success can be a catalyst for the entrepreneurs in the city of Flint to show the other entrepreneurs that they too can become a success story if they work hard at it. Next slide, please. I will need all the funding that I can get so that I can pay for things like shelf life testing, business insurance, process authority review, the wholesale food processor license, and all of that good stuff listed. If any of you would like to contribute to Lord Laird's success, please vote for my business to win the jackpot. Next slide. Thank you for your time and attention, and please pray for the success of Lord Laird's premium lemonade coming to a Flint store within the next couple months. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Kiana, we'll start with you if you have any questions for Kayla.
No, Kayla, I don't have any questions. You did a great job, though.
Thank you, Kiana.
And Latasha, I'll ask you the same. Any questions for Kayla?
No questions for me either. She answered all of them, so thank you. Great job.
Wow, Kayla, you've got them stumped. Let's see. Greg, any questions for Kayla?
Thank you.
I agree. Kayla, you did a great job with the presentation and kind of pulling this together. I guess I'll go back to the question I asked Atwabi which is, as you look at your plan over the next 6 months, what's a critical metric that you're focused on to help you achieve the launch of this great product? And thank you. I learned a lot of the benefits of lemon and aloe together.
Oh, you're welcome. So your question, you said over the next 6 months.
Yeah, over the next 6 months, what do you think is the critical element that you'll be looking at, metric that you'll be looking at achieving to get your launch of your product in the stores?
Okay, so that's a great question. Thank you, Greg. So over the next 6 months, a critical component that I need is to get into that commercial kitchen, get that storage space. Then I can be able to order in bulk and then store my stuff there. And then I need a team. I need social media marketing, like all of that good stuff. So once that first critical point is that commercial kitchen, which I'm talking to Hoffman's right now. So in the middle of that. But once we get that up and running and then I get me a team, that's when we can start putting this stuff on the shelf.
Thanks, Kayla.
Thank you.
Awesome. Again, that's Kayla Laird with Lord Laird's Premium Lemonade. Up next, we've got Mr. Tony Vu. Now, he's a local food entrepreneur. I hear he frequents, I don't know, the Flint Farmers Market, so maybe you've seen him there. But he's going to tell us about his idea for the Flint Social Club. Tony?
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Tony Vu, and most of you know me as the chef and owner of Mamang. It's the Vietnamese noodle star in the Flint Farmers Market, or periodically as a contestant on Guy's Grocery Games. Next slide. Now, I'm here today to talk to you about the chef mentorship program that I founded called Flint Social Club, where our mission is to build a bigger and more equitable table. Next slide. If you've ever thought about opening up your own restaurant, more than likely you've run into the same roadblocks that both myself and a lot of others in the Flint community have faced. While there are many, the most common problems are the lack of infrastructure and the cost barrier. With the resurgence of Flint, more and more food entrepreneurs are trying to get into the business, each with their own individual story to tell. Currently, the Flint Farmers Market has over 30 waitlisted applications for food vendors, up threefold from last year alone. This represents just a small fragment of the overall demand for vending space. Now, we've identified a large market of gray area food businesses in Flint trying to make the leap into the food career path. Many of them are running side gigs such as catering, selling plates on Facebook, and running summer barbecue stands, all under the radar. As they get more popular and attempt to legitimize, these entrepreneurs are constantly hitting walls trying to get proper licensing due to the lack of available support and affordable licensed venues to serve their food out of. Simply put, there aren't enough open kitchens in Flint, and all associated costs represent a high barrier to entry. Next slide. Flint Social Club gives chefs an opportunity to come into a fully licensed kitchen to work with fellow chefs in the community. Together, we plan 5-course tasting menus and served it to the public through the food stall at Mamang in the Flint Farmers Market. In addition to providing a licensed facility, we have a comprehensive mentoring program, giving them the support and the foundation of best practices and cooking techniques that they need to scale their food and successfully run their event. These events have routinely sold out at 35 seats, at times doing 2 turns with 70 people served at $35 a ticket. Next slide. Our chefs are culled from all the different walks of life that make Flint such a vibrant, unique community. Our rosters included chefs such as Cisco, the barbecue pit master and soul food caterer, Krista, the musician turned vegetarian breakfast chef looking to open up a food truck, and Joe, the Michelin trained chef who left some of the top kitchens in Chicago to come home and try to open up his own restaurant. Next slide. Now, our solution to these barriers to entry is to channel the DIY spirit of Flint and breathe life into discarded shipping containers, outfitting them as a low-cost, all-inclusive kitchen build-out. While this idea is hardly new, how we incorporate them into the Flint Social Club program has the potential to turn the food industry upside down. Next slide. We want to build out a food hall where vendors pay next to nothing out of pocket to get started and are provided with 360-degree mentorship and support to guide their businesses to success. How does it work? Next slide. Everything is done on a commission model. We charge 20% commission of sales, and in return, your rent and utilities are covered, and you are provided with a fully functional kitchen with all the equipment you need, from pots and pans right down to the plates and forks. Additionally, we provide common services such as food runners and central dishwashers that return all your clean dishes to you. You're also provided with chef mentors who provide services such as menu planning, product sourcing, cooking, and technical expertise, and scaling, ensuring that you are putting out the best possible representation of your food and can keep up with any growing pains. But it doesn't stop there. We know from experience that one of the toughest things to do as a chef owner is to find enough time in the day to balance your books and also concentrate on your food. So we help you with that too. All sales get processed through a central POS system, and we pay your taxes, run your payroll, and make sure that you're on solid financial ground through a completely transparent process. Once a month, you sit down with our financial advisor who will go over the overall health of your company and zero in on any improvements that you need to make. This allows you to learn the all-important business side of things while you can still dedicate most of your time to building your brand and crafting your food. Next slide. Now, how does it make money? It lies in a codependent structure. The investment group builds out the food hall and owns the bar, which would be the main return on investment. The food hall is leased to Flint Social Club, which is set up as a 501c3 nonprofit. The main sources of revenue in a 5-stall setup would be the commission from 3 stalls, each generating $400,000 in sales, amounting to a $240,000 commission. The bar would also donate 5% of sales, and other revenue streams would be rent for the other stalls. Put against the expenses, Flint Social Club would see a yearly profit of $38,000 to sustain its operations. Next slide. If we were to win the top prize, we would use the funds to build out a demo kitchen as a proof of concept. With the kitchen equipment we've already acquired, we would be able to have a functional turnaround in about 2 weeks. Next slide. In closing, we invite all of you to be a part of Flint Social Club. This is for Flint, it's by Flint, and we hope to be a part of a bigger, brighter future for our community. Thank you.
Very nice. Good job, Tony. All right, so now we'll check in with our judges to see if they have any questions for you. Kiana, I'll start with you again. Any questions for Tony?
Yeah, great job, Tony. I do have a question. And when you spoke about the number of prospective entrepreneurs that want to get into the farmers market in Flint, how are you going to avoid having that same problem? Ideally, when you launch this this community of your own, I imagine if it's going to be as beautiful as it looked in this presentation, people are going to be kicking down the door to have their own space in that same arena. Is there going to be an application process, or how are you going to select the entrepreneurs that get to have a space in that beautiful space that you just showed us?
So there's, granted, we have limited space, and so working with that, it's going to be a highly curated experience. We want to make sure that whoever does go in there, and especially with the resource that we will be giving them, will have everything that it takes, to become successful. And so when it comes to the food hall itself, where I see that is sort of like the highest tier that you can come into. Lower entry level tiers and more accessible ones where you don't have to, quit your job and dedicate your entire life would be, on the first tier would be doing like festival or more of like pop-up events, things such as Flint Alley Fest or Back to the Bricks. We would have basically a Flint Social Club tent or a bunch of tents that all fly under the Social Club banner, and that would be kind of getting your feet wet and your foot in the door. In the second layer, in the 5-stall setup, I don't know if you saw, but there was actually a dedicated pop-up stall / commissary kitchen. And so that would be the second layer where you could actually now come into a full-on kitchen, maybe take it over for a weekend or so, and really get kind of roll your sleeves up and get into the nitty-gritty of the whole process of running a full-on kitchen. And then from that, if you still wanted to continue on with it, because what most people don't realize, they have lofty dreams and want to open up a restaurant, but it is a lot of work. And I really, truly feel that only certain types of people can actually do all the work that's necessary to do it. And so through these vetting process, in addition to our partnerships with Flint Food Works and vetting potential vendors through their Co-Starters program, we would have this network of potential clients, and we could kind of scale and see and rank and see who would make the cut essentially. And I also want to say as well that we do have a direct mission to support the most marginalized populations or marginalized people, most underrepresented people in the food industry, which namely would be women and people of color.
Thank you.
Right. Natasha, any questions for Tony Vu?
Yes, again, great job. Love the entire concept and the idea. So my question for you is, with the Mott Culinary Institute, do you see any form of partnership there? Or do you see what you're doing as being in addition to what they're doing? Have you talked to them at all?
I've had some conversations with Chef Henny over at the Culinary Institute. And, we haven't gotten to the point where we can actually start talking about programming and possibilities with that yet. But something that I did always have in mind was maybe as like a class project or even something for class credit. One thing as a restaurateur that I know when I hire, and also most people hire, cooks, if you're fresh out of culinary school with no experience, you're at the bottom of the totem pole. And so to be able to have the culinary technique and experience, through the schooling, but then also the real life experience, especially as someone that's has run your own pop-ups or your own businesses and everything, that only adds to your education, your hireability once you come out of school. And so that is something that I would like to, a partnership that I would like to strike.
Thank you. I have one more really quick question.
Yes.
Say, according to your slide, are you paying mentees?
Yes. So currently what we have are 3 mentees, and they would be dedicating 9 hours a week to each vendor. So it would be part-time at 27 hours a week.
Very interesting. Greg, do you have any questions for Tony?
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Tony. Well done. I know this has been a passion of yours, and I, as the banker in me, appreciates the concept you have of really helping entrepreneurs in the food industry start out, really start to get some financial literacy kind of built in to support their passion as well. So I love this concept that you described. But as you've looked at it kind of across the country, have you found others that have had success? And is there anything you've learned in kind of researching this concept of opening up the Flint Social Club here in our community?
Yeah, I mean, there's a number of different types of programs and incubators. Everybody does everything a little bit differently, and I think really the key is that the successful ones at least are molded for their community, and they're run by people who know the community and know what the needs are and everything. And so I think that's probably one of the most important things. And but one particular project that I look that is really inspirational to me is a food hall out in San Francisco called La Cocina. And they started, they're actually just now building their own food hall, but they started out as a chef incubator program specifically for women immigrants as a way to, give them an outlet to be able to spread their culture and their amazing food and everything. And then also, give them a way to, to make a living in this new country. And it's an amazing program, just really, really inspiring and heartwarming. And, it's gotten so much support without trying to get any accolades or anything, just a true amazing mission. And they've now are about to complete and open up their first completely women run food hall in San Francisco. Just won a James Beard Award actually for the project as well. And this food hall phase of it just really allows them to really just accomplish fully their mission. And they also do the same thing with the mentorship on the food side and then also on the business side things as well. I'm probably modeling, and I didn't know they existed. And so this is kind of, just kind of two things that existed separately, but are of the same. And so, we're definitely kindred spirits in that sense, but I would say the only thing that separates Flint Social Club is the commission model. The way when I explain to everybody, I tell them that it's like a salon, and immediately everybody gets it. And I think the exchange of what you get for it is definitely worth it in the end.
Thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
Awesome. Again, that was Tony Vu with the Flint Social Club. And here we are, lucky number 7, our last presenter is Uche Agbo. Now, Uche is a student at U of M Flint, and he's also a farmer. And I'm guessing that it's his love for farming helped spur his idea for the concept of UCB International Farms. That's what his pitch is all about. And Uche, when you're ready, take it away.
Thank you very much for the introduction. My name is Uche Chukwuagbo, and I'm the CEO of UCB International Farm. We have all felt the impact of COVID-19. Did you feel isolated during the pandemic? Imagine how isolated you would feel if your family was separated from you by thousands of miles during COVID. Airports, seaports, and land borders were shut due to COVID. Imagine having to eat what you are allergic to simply because the stop of importation made it impossible for you to access your local food. Now, for millions of immigrants who live in different parts of the United States, one of the only ways we can keep connected to our home culture is by having a taste of home, a taste of home. That is exactly what UCB International Farm promises you. My farm would domesticate the production of 3 major African food. Number 1 is okra. Number 2 is African yam. Number 3 is bitter leaf, which is estimated to be rich in protein, crude fiber, and about 5 minerals content. Between the last edition of this contest till date, I did more research on my business model, and I discovered 3 key advantages that makes my business a good investment. Number 1, my seeds are friendly to the US environment. Number 2, a man called Mr. Eze, an African living in Florida, is already planting international food for himself and his family. But what we intend to do is to take this to the market. We want to domesticate it at a larger scale so that we can take it to the market. As I have already mentioned earlier, we all need to eat. We need our source of food to be closer to us so that we don't go hungry. You can quarantine people during a pandemic, but you cannot quarantine hunger. Now, how do we intend to achieve this? We will use hoop houses during winter and open farmlands when the weather is brighter during spring, summer, and early fall. We will also employ local labor. Why? Let me give you these numbers. About 70% of the entire Flint population does not have post-high school education. Over 53% of jobs in Flint require college diploma or university degree. Unemployment in Flint alone is at 41.9%. Now, that is where my farm comes into the picture. At UCB, we will employ you whether you have college education or not. And we will also try as much as possible to keep our cost of production low so that we will make it more affordable to low and middle income earners who happen to be the ones that we are actually targeting. Currently, I'm already working with Mr. Chad, who I believe was one of the contestants in the last edition of this competition. He has agreed for us to start in one of his hoop houses. With the money I will get from this competition, I will get 2 more hoop houses in order to increase production volume while keeping costs low. Do you know that over 695,217 immigrants live in Flint alone, live in Michigan alone? Now that is our market. But let me also open it up a little bit more. The global food market size, which was worth $3.4 trillion as of 2018, is projected to rise to $4.2 trillion. You know why? Everybody needs to eat. So we have the market already. Now let me show you my numbers. Can we go to the slide? Yeah. Yes, please, right here. In the first season of production, we will spend $8,150 to produce 3,000 crop units. We'll make a total profit of $2,350. By the second year of production, we will be making a total of $15,450. And we will also be making, can we go to the next slide, please? We'll be making a total profit of $4,875. Can we go to the next slide? We know that we have competitors, quite all right. The direct competitors and the indirect competitors. But the truth is that the major advantage we have over these people is that we have year-round production capacity. We have community-supported agriculture. We will keep costs low so as to keep the sales price low. And then we'll also sell directly to both the retailers and the consumers. That way, we'll also make the stores that would have been our competitors to actually be our customers. Let's go to the next slide, which I believe is the last.
Okay, last slide.
Our growth strategy. We will do bulk purchase discount. So if you purchase in bulk, especially to retailers, we'll give you discount. We'll use pre-order discounts. We'll use referral discounts. We will also do aggressive social media marketing and public presentation strategy. When we go to schools, churches, and neighborhood local organizations, we will give them our brochures and get them to come and do business with us. Let's go to the last slide.
And actually, Uche, I'm going to have to cut you off there because I did notice that time was out. I think the clock restarted, but I'm pretty sure I saw zeros for a moment there. So if I'm wrong, someone correct me, but I did think the time ran out. But great presentation, lots of passion, good job. And now we'll go to our judges and see if they have any more questions for you. Kiana, any questions for Uche?
I did not have any questions, but you did a great job.
And Latasha, any questions?
No further questions for me either. You also did an amazing job.
Thank you.
All right, let's see if you did not stump Greg.
Oh, thank you, Kristen. Uche, a very, very nice job. Can you clarify your distribution? I think I got two pieces in there. Is your distribution model going to be direct to retailers or directly to the consumer? Or are you going to have a mix of both?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. In fact, that now gives me a chance to explain further the last slide. Thank you very much. Okay, so in our growth strategy, and of course the competition also, we explained some key things. Number one, we explained that some of the stores that already sell African food will be part of our direct competitors. But the advantage we have over them is that currently they are buying from importers. And because they are buying from importers, they are buying at a more expensive cost. Now, our distribution channels will be two. Number one, we will sell in bulk to retailers at a subsidized price. That's why the first thing on our growth strategy is bulk discount, bulk purchase discount. So when retailers buy from us, we will sell to them at a discounted price so that they can sell to consumers. Number two, we also sell to consumers directly. But the only difference is that we sell at a different price to retailers so as to encourage them to buy from us in bulk.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. And Uche was our seventh and final presenter. So we want to say thank you to all of our presenters. I'm going to just recap for you as audience, you get ready to vote for your people's choice. We started with Atwabi, and his idea was about the calorie gauge. Then we had Colleen Brown and Made for You dinner service, followed by Devonna Wallace with Witches Tea Flint. Then we had Dorian Jackson and the Troyal Grooming Company. Next was Kayla Laird and Lord Laird's Premium Lemonade. Then we had Tony Vu with Flint Social Club. And rounding things out was Uche Agbo with UCB International Farms. So now this is what's going to happen. Our judges will be taken to a separate virtual room to deliberate and tally their scores. And while they do that, audience members, you are going to vote for the People's Choice winner. So we'll kind of take a few seconds to allow those things to happen. And I'll just kind of explain a little bit about how the People's Choice voting is going to happen. So soon on your screen, if you don't already see it, you will soon see the link that you need to go to for the website to vote. There it is right there, right on cue. All right, voting is now open. You're going to go to voteforpitch.com. And once you're on the website, you're going to click and kind of drag the name of each presenter in the order that you felt they go, based on basically your preference. So your favorite will be at the top of the list, and then you'll kind of rank them from there. So again, you'll just kind of drag the name of your favorite contestant to the top, and then you'll put the each name in order after your favorite. We'll give you 5 minutes to vote. Again, that's only 5 minutes. There is like a timer, and then once the 5 minutes are up, they close voting. So go now, voteforpitch.com, and then rank the finalists from your most favorite to your least favorite. So are you contestants? Are you like very relieved now? Do you just feel like,
Yes.
Or you're good, very good. You all did great job. So all the practice and rehearsals and all of that, the work with the mentors, like really paid off. And LaAsia Johnson says, everyone did a great job. And we're actually going to talk to LaAsia. She is an entrepreneur in her own right. She actually won the February pitch competition. And she's going to kind of tell us what she's been doing, how her idea and product have kind of grown since the competition. So we will check in with her in just a couple minutes once voting is done. And then you guys will get to hear from LaAsia Johnson in just a couple minutes. But you know she's already very, very impressed. She said you all did a great job. And she's been through it before, so she knows. So you've got 3 minutes left for voting on that website, voteforpitch.com. So hopefully you guys already told your family members and your friends that this was happening. They've registered and now they're on the website, kind of picking their favorite for winner's choice, for people's choice. Did you guys all do that? Uche, did you tell somebody? Did you tell your friends to go to vote for Pitch? Okay. All right, time is winding down. Just 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to vote. Remember, the winner, the People's Choice winner gets $1,000. Hopefully everyone got their instructions right. They know that all they have to do is kind of drag and drop the name of each participant from their most favorite to least favorite. Now, the very first time we did this, people were a little confused about that. So hopefully they've got it down now and they know they just drag and drop each finalist's name in the order of their preference. And that's how people will know who the winner will be. And Dean just gave us an update. He says there have been 198 votes so far for People's Choice. That is awesome. Wow. So yes, you guys definitely got your people on it. It looks like they're coming through. Almost 200 votes already. We've got just a little bit less than a minute left until voting closes. Less than 30 seconds now until voting for our People's Choice winner is done. And again, we've got almost 200 votes in already. That's awesome. And voting is about to close. Less than 5 seconds, 2 seconds, 0. So voting for People's Choice, that is ending right now. Thanks to everyone who took part in that. That participation number is awesome. Our Dean, they're gonna tally the votes for People's Choice. and we'll see who the winner is. So once again, thanks everyone for taking part in that. So a little while ago, I mentioned LaAsia Johnson. Oh, let's check in with her. LaAsia, are you there? LaAsia is the founder of the skin and hair care line, Ella J Essentials. And she was kind of where our finalists are right now. Back in February, she was a contestant, a finalist. She gave her pitch and she actually won. She won around $5,000, I think it was. And now, again, that was back in February. So we thought it would be great to kind of check in with her and see how things have been. So thanks, first of all, for joining us, LaAsia.
Not a problem. Thank you guys so much for having me. Could you tell me how my sound is?
Perfect. It's great. Okay, so Ella J, I see the t-shirt looking good. So how have things kind of changed and progressed since you won the competition in February?
So when we won the competition, I was looking to raise money for a retail location in Flint. And since then, we have actually secured a space in Flint. So spring 2021, we're looking to open up our doors.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. It's definitely been a pleasure.
Great. Okay, so I see a lot of product and stuff right behind you. So how did the competition kind of help you take your business, your product to the next level?
We gained a lot of exposure during the competition. I had a lot of people reaching out to me saying that they saw us on Pitch4k. I had a lot of people inquiring about getting products. We had a few people inquire about hosting products in their stores. So that was a great opportunity. And it definitely shed a light on our business and gave us a lot of great exposure in the city where we started, the city where everything began for us. So amazing opportunity.
For sure. So again, now you're kind of like the veteran, the mother of kind of the competition. So what advice would you give to our current finalists and contestants? Kind of where you are or where you were several months ago back in February. What would you tell them?
Something that I took away from the competition, even though we didn't win first place, I stayed in contact. I reached out to the judges. I asked them, what could have been improved? What could I have done to give a better experience? Or what could I have done to, push me to that number one spot? And they gave me a lot of great feedback that I've been able to put into place and implement for my business. So that was amazing. I also reached out to the staff of 100K Ideas, kept in contact with them. They've been connecting me with resources ever since then. So definitely a great networking opportunity as well, and networking with the other participants. We have quite a few people here that are in the food industry. A lot of people mentioned needing kitchen space, needing different resources and everything. You guys could definitely connect and partner on these things, especially since a lot of you are facing the same obstacles.
That's really interesting. First of all, what it seems like is that you were very proactive. Like you took it upon yourself to reach out and follow up and, just a go-getter. Is that kind of your whole concept?
I definitely agree with that. With me, a lot of people think I'm more extroverted than I am. I'm really an introverted person. Okay. It takes a lot for me to even, speak to strangers. It's really not my forte. So it definitely helped me to step outside of my box, which was a great benefit.
And something else you were saying, I thought it was interesting. You were saying kind of network with other finalists. Like it's not necessarily of seeing people as competition. Oh, I can't talk to you. You're saying like come together because you can really collaborate and make something happen.
And I think it's really nice that there's a nice blend of participants. They have a good diversity of who's participating, what the business ventures are. And that definitely kind of gave me a little more insight into different areas when I was pitching. So I know we had people who were, the number one prize winner was doing something for those who are hearing impaired. We had other participants. We had another body care business who was pitching for her business. And it just kind of provided me with a little insight as well. So I definitely took a few notes during the presentations and just took it as an opportunity, like I said, for people to network, to connect, and to learn from one another. Like you said, it doesn't, just because we're competitors in this situation or scene, it doesn't mean we have to compete throughout everything. Definitely more partnership over competition.
And I do see some other contestants, like Colleen is telling everyone they did a great job. She says she wishes everyone will have a successful business. That's awesome. So it's like you guys are already thinking along those lines. Devonna Wallace said you all did a wonderful job and it was an honor to be here with you all. That is awesome. So once again,
it was amazing hearing everybody's pitch too, because I listened to everyone and I'm like, well, this is nice. You guys are definitely bringing new and exciting things to Flint, and it makes me happy to see.
Absolutely, I agree. Anything else you want to say? Once again, thank you for taking time out. Kayla wants to connect after with you and all the other contestants. Devon is like, yes, let's do it. So great. Continue to, talk to one another. As Lasia said, connect, and you just never know what kind of partnerships may form as a result of that.
And I'd like to say, if anyone has any questions for me, you guys can definitely reach out to me. I'm reachable on the website, ljessentials.com, on all my social handles. I'm very approachable. Just shoot me a message and I'll always respond.
That's so sweet. I'm looking at the chat. Kiana has put up her Instagram, so everybody can reach out to her and connect with her there. Brittany is saying everyone did a great job and the crowd is loving it. Hey, can we all just kind of wave to the crowd? Hey guys, thanks so much for kind of joining in to our little virtual competition. We appreciate you being there. I'm getting some information about the People's Choice Award and that 244 people voted. Ooh. That is amazing, right? So you guys are doing an awesome job. And again, for everyone watching, thanks so much for participating and joining in. LaAsia has put her her website and contact info. I got a email address from Colleen Brown in the chat. So definitely make sure you make note of all of those details and just continue to work together, collaborate, and stay in touch, because you can definitely learn a lot from people. You can learn a lot from their successes. People will have tips. You can also learn a lot from their failures or things that didn't go so well for others. And there she is. Look at her, Miss LaAsia Johnson, owner of Ella J Essentials. Thanks again, LaAsia, for taking time out to join us this evening.
Anytime.
Appreciate that. Again, all our finalists, everyone here, don't forget to check out the chat. I see Tony Vu also posted some information from him as well, and Atwabi posted info for his Facebook page as well. Okay, guys. So, like I said, we've got the results in for our People's Choice winner. Again, we had 244 votes, which is amazing. So we are really excited about that. And before we announce tonight's winners, looks like our judges are joining us once again. So that must mean they've reached a decision, folks. So we'll know who our big winners of the night are in just a few moments. But before we announce our winners, we want to let you know that our next Pitch4k competition will be March. On the screen, it says 11th. Is that correct? I had some information saying it was the 21st, but if it's the 11th, we will go with that. So next Pitch4k competition is March 11th. Submissions are open January 8th. And once again, our judges are back with us, and we will soon find out who our winners are. But before we can wait just a little bit, right? Let's just kind of remember why we're all here and what this is all about, and kind of what's on the line, what's at stake. People's Choice winner, we know that 244 votes, The winner will get $1,000. And just because you win People's Choice, you can still be placed in first, second, or third place. So you can have 2 prizes for that. So we've got People's Choice, then we've got third place winner who will get $1,000. Second place winner will get $2,500. And our first place winner of the night will get a check for $5,000, which is amazing. Are you guys ready to find out who won? Really? Let me see. Can I stall anymore? I guess not. Okay, so we've got it. The screen up. They're like, okay, let's go, let's go. All right, why don't we announce the winner of the People's Choice first? Is that okay? Okay, so again, with 244 votes, like you guys really showed up, got your people out there. So kudos for you. Again, 244 votes. The winner of the People's Choice is Kayla Laird. How about that with Lord Laird's Premium Lemonade? Good job, Kayla. Look at that check, $1,000.
Whoa, thank you.
You'll get the real thing in maybe a few days or so. But how about that?
Thank
you. All
you.
right. Congratulations, Kayla, People's Choice Award winner. All right, let's move on to our third place winner. Again, with $1,000 on the line for third place. Our winner is Dorian Jackson. You are our third place winner. $1,000. Where's Dorian? There he is. We see you. Congratulations, Dorian.
Thank you.
Toil Grooming Company. Congratulations once again. All right, here we go. Second place winner. $2,500 on the line. And the winner is Colleen Brown. Congratulations, Colleen.
Yay,
Colleen.
so much.
That's right. Made for you dinner service. Congratulations, Colleen. $2,500 check just for you. And here we go. First place winner. Check for $5,000. Wow. Okay. Here we go. The first place winner is Kayla Laird. Girl, you won $5,000. Congratulations. Yay, is that Dad there? Congratulations, Dad.
Hey, we're rich. We're going to Disney World.
No, you got to invest the money into that lemonade and bring it to fruition. How about that?
That's Lord Laird right there.
Yeah, I see. Congratulations. That is awesome. That is awesome.
Ooh.
Wow, this has been a wonderful night. Again, congratulations to everybody from Kayla and Colleen and Dorian, Tony, Uche, Atwabi, just all of you, Devana and Colleen, just congratulations to you all for getting this far. You heard LaAsia. Continue to follow up, stay connected, follow up with folks from Pitch4k, follow up with your fellow finalists, because again, there could be a partnership there. You can work together and really make something great happen. We also have to thank a few people and organizations for their participation to really make all of this happen. We want to say a special thank you first off to our judges, Kiana McGee, Latasha Peoples, and Greg Viner. Thank you so much for your help and selecting our winners. We appreciate you. We also appreciate the mentors who have been a huge part of this process. And the selection committee. Mentors are LaAsia Johnson, Martin Sovis and Letitia Slappy, Luther Brown, Marcus Marlowe, Chad Church, and Kisa Smith. Selection committee is Robert Landau, Paula Nass, and Marcus Rankus. And CS Mott Foundation, they're always just huge supporters. You got to give a shout out to them. The Michigan Economic Development Corporation, MEDC, thank you for your support. Flint and Genesee Chamber of Commerce, University of Michigan Flint, and the Innovation Incubator. Of course, thank you to 100K Ideas and 360 Interactive. Once again, if you're watching and you're like, man, I want to be a part of that, submissions for the next Pitch4k competition, which will be in March, but submissions are now open until January 8th. Get your ideas out there on paper, submit it, and hey, this could be you in March. You could be, making yours pitched and taking home a check for $1,000, $2,500, and $5,000. So once again, thanks to all of you, all of our finalists, our judges, organizers, Dean and Brandy and Vivian, all of you, thanks for all you do. And you guys take care, stay safe, wear your mask, and just live it up, love and life.